under a scorching sun in the middle of the desert, two gigantic silhouettes emerge from the dust clouds. On one side, the Turkish-made Altay main battle tank, and on the other, Israel's pride, the Merkava MK5 Barak. Both represent the pinnacle of modern war technology. One carries Anatolia's determination in the defense industry, the other Israel's decades of war experience. What would happen if these two steel giants faced each other on the battlefield? Which would emerge victorious and which would leave a wreck behind? To examine this clash that will redefine the battlefield, let's take a look at the strengths and weaknesses of tanks. Altay, the summit of Turkish defense industry. The Altay tank has been designed in accordance with the requirements of the modern battlefield and is equipped with almost every feature that can be expected from a war machine. One of the most striking features of this tank is the composite armor system developed by Roketsan. This armor provides superior protection against both kinetic energy projectiles and chemical explosive warheads. Imagine the surface of the tank is not like a steel shield, but like a dynamic armor wall. It absorbs the energy of incoming threats, neutralizes them, and ensures the tank's survival. In addition, the AKKOR Active Protection System developed by Aselsan surrounds the Altay with an invisible shield. Incoming rockets and guided missiles are detected and destroyed within seconds, even before they reach the armor. This is a technology that greatly increases the tank's survival rate in modern wars. But Altay's real strength lies not only in its protection, but also in its mobility and flexibility. The tank can literally move like a desert storm. Its 1,500 horsepower engine can accelerate this 60-ton steel giant to 65 kilometers per h. Imagine, we are talking about a tank that can cover the length of a football field in just 5 seconds. This speed allows the tank to quickly capture enemy positions on flat terrain while maintaining its agility in rugged areas, making it effective in both offensive and defensive operations. The 120mm smoothbore gun is perhaps one of the most lethal aspects of the tank. When aimed at a target, this gun not only shatters enemy armor, but also neutralizes infantry units and lightly armored vehicles with its high explosive guided munitions. Altay can fire 8 to 10 rounds at the enemy in 1 minute with a fully loaded reloading system. This means a series of attacks where each shot is as devastating as a giant's fist. But for the Altay to show its full power in the field, it needs to overcome some challenges. One of its most important weaknesses is that the mass production phase has not yet been completed. While Altay has so far performed excellently in the laboratory and in limited field tests, it is still a question mark how it will fare in the chaotic and unpredictable nature of warfare. The prototypes that have been delivered so far are being continuously upgraded based on lessons learned from operations such as the Euphrates Shield and Olive Branch operations. However, success in real combat is heavily influenced not only by technology, but also by logistical support in the field, the quality of crew training, and operational cohesion. Another assumption is the Altay's durability. While its 450 kilometers range makes it effective in prolonged conflicts, it must be supported by logistical resupply in order to sustain such operations without interruption. While this range makes the Altay fast on the battlefield, it is important to keep in mind that an infrastructure to provide continuous support is critical. Finally, the Altay tank is not only an engineering marvel, but also a concrete symbol of Turkey's vision of an independent defense industry. If this tank proves itself on the battlefield, it could increase the striking power of the Turkish armed forces and open the door to a new era in Turkey's exports of armored vehicles. Watching the Altay take center stage on the battlefield could be a test not only of a tank, but also of the limits of a country's technological competence. Merkava MK5 Barak, Israel's armored guard. On the other side is the Merkava MK5 Barak, which Israel has shaped with experience ranging from desert wars to urban conflicts. This tank is not only a weapon, but also a moving fortress on the battlefield. Updated with the data obtained by the Israel Defense Forces, IDF, from years of conflicts, the Merkava pushes the limits of technology in both defense and offensive capabilities. The most striking feature of the Barak is the Trophy Active Protection System developed by Rafael. This system not only destroys oncoming threats, but also identifies the source of the threat and automatically guides the tank's aiming system. Imagine, after destroying a missile, the system can mark the enemy position and return fire in a matter of seconds. Trophy turns the Merkava into a platform that not only defends, but also proactively fights. In modern warfare, this kind of reaction time is so critical that it can decide victory in seconds. Another important technology of Barak is the Iron Vision system developed by Elbit Systems. This technology gives the tank commander a 360-degree view of his surroundings, as if he were playing a video game. An excellent advantage for narrow city streets, tight canyons, or ambushes. Iron Vision allows tank crews to see and react to enemies faster, which is a game changer, especially in urban combat. The Merkava's design also focuses on crew safety. The tank's engine is located at the front, which creates a buffer zone for the crew, increasing the survival rate. Furthermore, the tank includes a transport compartment in the rear to evacuate wounded soldiers or civilians. This makes the Merkava a unique tank that represents not only the destructive but also the redemptive side of war. However, the Merkava is not without its drawbacks. First of all, its weight of 65 tons makes it more cumbersome than the Altay. Although this weight offers a high level of protection, it limits the tank's speed and agility. On the highway, the Merkava can reach speeds of around 60 kilometers per h, which puts it behind the Altay. Furthermore, the tank's design is more focused on defensive operations. In offensive operations, especially in protracted conflicts, it may need more logistical support. Imagine a heavy fortress on the battlefield, but a giant that slows down when fast maneuvers are required. Another limitation of the Merkava is its range. Its 450-kilometer operational range, while acceptable by modern standards, requires constant resupply in intense combat environments. However, designed for Israel's small surface area, the Merkava may not be an ideal option for long-term operations in large geographical areas. But the Merkava's biggest advantage is that it is battle-tested. In recent Israeli operations, this tank has proven itself time and time again. Its superior performance in urban warfare against asymmetric threats and in open desert areas shows how effective the tank is in practice. The Merkava MK5 Barak embodies the concept of smart power on the battlefield. Equipped with technological innovations, it is a strategy tool that can take into account every variable in the battle. If your enemy is facing the Merkava, you will have to contend not only with the power of its weapons, but also with its intelligence and proactive defense systems. A scorching desert with clouds of dust rising. The silence on the brink of battle is suddenly broken. Altay and Merkava MK5 Barak finally face each other. This is more than a duel between two masterpieces of modern armored warfare. The Altay is entering the scene at a rapid pace. The tank moves almost like a hunter through the dunes. On its armor, the AKKOR Active Protection System is on alert. If a missile approaches, it is ready to be activated in the blink of an eye. But Altay's strategy is clear: to be a moving target to frustrate the Merkava's powerful cannon. Opposite, the Merkava MK5 Barak stands like a fortress, immovable in place. The Trophy Active Protection System is in place, creating an invisible wall around the tank. While the Altay's agility is trying to wear down the Merkava's commander monitors every movement moment by moment thanks to the Iron Vision system developed by Elbit Systems. He follows the Altay from a vantage point as if he were outside the tank. The Merkava not only resists attacks like a stone wall, but also looks for opportunities to respond intelligently. The first shot comes from the Altay. His 120 cannon targets a weak spot on the Merkava's right flank. The shell breaks through the sand and approaches the Merkava, but the trophy system kicks in. An explosion. Altay quickly shifts. This is not a weakness, but a tactical move. The commander of the Merkava is quick to respond. Its 120 cannon locks onto the Altay, but the Altay's mobility makes it difficult for the Merkava to fire. The first shot is wasted. Altay's driver immediately retreats behind a sand dune and repositions himself. Here, the Altay's advantage in speed and maneuver is once again evident, but the battlefield is won not only by speed, but also by intelligence and endurance. Merkava maintains his patience. Thanks to Iron Vision, the commander anticipates Altay's next move. When Altay reappears, Merkava's cannon has already been fired. The shell penetrates AKKOR's defenses, but Altay's composite armor reduces the impact. Despite taking damage, the tank remains operational. This is a testament to Altay's survivability. In the end, the duel between the two tanks is shaped by environmental conditions and strategic choices. In large open spaces, the Altay uses its speed and agility advantage to wear down the Merkava. However, in urban battles or in confined spaces, the Merkava can deal heavy blows to the Altay with its superior technology and strong armor. It's an imaginary war. who is the winner? The answer to this question is determined not only by the technical characteristics of the tanks, but also by the skill of the crew on the battlefield, logistical support, and environmental factors. Altay and Merkava are unique, each in its own combat environment, but one thing is certain: this confrontation showcases the state-of-the-art in combat technology and the fusion of human ingenuity with steel. So, which tank would you bet on? The agility of the Altay or the smart defense of the Merkava? Share your answer with us in the comments. Remember, this battle is just the beginning. The future of modern warfare is being written here in this story.